Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the most shocking, dramatic, and emotionally charged developments from beyond the gates. This week's story unravels a scandal that shatters the fragile balance of the Dupree family. An email, leaked without warning, tears through the walls of secrecy and leaves behind a trail of chaos, betrayal, and fury. What follows is not merely a tale of mistakes, but the slow destruction of trust, the corrosion of love, and the rise of vengeance within those who once lived under the same roof. The revelation strikes like lightning. Marcel has been entangled in a forbidden affair with Dani, the wife of Andre. The news does not spread quietly, it explodes, reverberating across every corner of their gated community. The email itself, cold and precise, filled with undeniable evidence, becomes a weapon of mass devastation. Each character reacts differently, but all are bound by the same torment: anger, guilt, shame, and a gnawing sense of inevitability that nothing will ever be the same. Eva is the first to be consumed. Her discovery of the emails leaves her frozen, staring at the glowing screen in disbelief. The words slash across her heart like blades, cutting open old wounds she never thought existed. Every glance she once overlooked between Marcel and Dani now resurfaces in grotesque detail. A brush of the hand, a lingering look, the faintest hint of something unspoken, everything crystallizes into betrayal. Inside her, something breaks. What remains is no longer the gentle, trusting Eva, but a shadow filling with rage and despair. Nights stretch long for her, sleepless hours where silence feels heavier than screams. She begins to hunger not for reconciliation, but for ruin. Andre, however, is transformed in another way. For him, this is not merely a betrayal, it is humiliation carved into his very identity. To be deceived by his wife is one thing, but to have his trust shattered by Marcel, a man he once considered a brother, is unbearable. Fury boils within him, a consuming fire that no drink can drown. The glass in his hand becomes a weapon of self-destruction, shattering beneath his tightening grip until blood stains his fingers. Each drop of crimson is a vow. Andre will not forgive. Andre will not forget. Vengeance becomes his only language, his only means of reclaiming dignity torn away by those he once loved. Marcel drifts further into the abyss of guilt. Outwardly, he wears a mask of composure, but inside he drowns. The fleeting passion he indulged in with Dani has transformed into shackles around his neck, pulling him deeper with every passing day. He tries to work, to distract himself, but the walls of his office close in, suffocating him with silence. At night, the darkness becomes unbearable. He hears footsteps that do not exist, whispers that no one utters. He imagines eyes watching him from every corner, judging him, condemning him. Shame is no longer a private burden. It is a death sentence written across his skin. Dani spirals into a different torment. Her reflection no longer resembles herself, instead, it shows a stranger, hollow-eyed and trembling. Every step she takes in the grand house echoes like footsteps in a tomb. The luxury surrounding her has turned into prison bars. Memories of stolen embraces twist into nightmares, each one ending with Andre's furious gaze searing her soul. She knows he is not a man to forgive. She fears not only the collapse of her marriage, but the wrath that may soon consume her. And so she tiptoes through the house, clutching walls, shivering at shadows, waiting for a storm that she knows is inevitable. Nicole, meanwhile, thrives in the shadows. The scandal is not her wound, it is her opportunity. She senses weakness, the kind of weakness that can tear down even the most powerful family if prodded in the right places. She moves carefully, injecting poison into already bleeding veins. A whisper to a neighbor, a photograph sent anonymously, a subtle nudge at just the right time. Nicole does not need to strike directly, she only needs to guide the destruction already in motion. Like a serpent coiling tighter, she feeds on their downfall, her satisfaction growing as the Dupree family fractures further. Meals become arenas of unspoken war. The dining table, once a symbol of unity, now bears witness to silence thicker than chains. Eva lowers her gaze, but her clenched jaw radiates hostility. Marcel pretends to focus on his plate, yet his hands tremble as though every fork and knife could expose his guilt. Dani chews slowly, struggling against the lump of dread in her throat, while Andre crushes his wineglass with dangerous restraint, the stem creaking under his grip. Nicole sits in the shadows of the table, lips curved in a subtle smile, savoring the symphony of collapse she has orchestrated with the simplest of touches. Days blur into a haze of suspicion and rage. Eva walks the garden at night, her thoughts darkening with each step, consumed by visions of ruin. Andre loses himself in bottles, each drink igniting rather than extinguishing the inferno within him. Marcel locks himself away, the walls pressing closer, his silence screaming guilt louder than words. Dani wanders the halls like a ghost, every corner threatening to reveal her shame. And Nicole, ever patient, stirs the pot just enough, ensuring no wound can heal, no bond can mend. The house itself becomes haunted, not by spirits, but by their collective torment. Doors slam in the night. Objects crash against walls. The sound of heavy footsteps echoes in hallways long after everyone has retreated to their rooms. The mansion becomes a living creature, breathing in pain and exhaling despair. Each resident feels trapped in its belly, their emotions gnawing at one another, feeding the storm. Until one night, the storm breaks. Rain lashes against the windows, thunder splits the sky, and Andre stands alone in the darkened living room. His bloodied hand trembles, his breath ragged, his eyes glowing with unrestrained fury. The world outside is chaos, but the storm within him is far worse. In that moment, a decision crystallizes. It is brutal, irreversible, and driven not by reason but by raw vengeance. Somewhere else in the house, Dani trembles, sensing the weight of what is to come. She understands that she has unleashed a beast that cannot be caged again. Nicole watches from the periphery, her satisfaction complete. The mighty Dupree family, once admired, now tears itself apart in a spectacle of betrayal and hatred. And she waits, silent and patient, for the final blow that will reduce them to ashes. The storm outside rages, but it is nothing compared to the destruction festering within. Trust is dead, love has been poisoned, and only vengeance remains. Stay with our channel for the next devastating turn in this saga. Make sure to follow and subscribe so you don't miss the shocking twists still to come.